And you could always do a lot of self-learning, like self-help, like learning things. Like I'm freaking listening. I'm consuming so much podcasts when it comes to like marketing, when it comes to like educating myself in the creative space as well. There's like a lot of things you could do. Don't just like sit there and be like, I'm the shit and I'm just waiting for clients to come to me. No, there's always something you could do and to improve.
I like how you brought that. Like you're always continuing like new marketing strategies. Right? Yeah. So marketing.
I didn't go to school for marketing, so I'm learning this off the fucking rip right now.
Yeah. So marketing, dude, like you just want to continue to market yourself. Develop your portfolio. So like, hey Peter, like and Alberto, like I'm having a hard time making a video for a business. Yo, go for a business and be like, yo, like is it okay for me to like film I don't know, 30-second, 1 minute video.
Yeah. This will be on the house. This will be on the house. Yeah, but for the next video, it will be this much.
Yeah. And be like, I'm just doing this because I want to build my portfolio. You get a free shoot. You get blah, blah, blah. If you like it, you can hire me in the future.
And if you don't, it's all good because you have something out of it.
There you go. So like it's slow, but you're working on your marketing strategy.
That's the same concept. If you're a photographer out there, it's the same thing with freaking spec ads. Yeah. That's what they call a spec ad. You could just grab, let's say if you're a sneakerhead, and you want to get some you have some like Forces or some Jordans or whatever. You want to shoot some like, hey, like one day I would love to shoot for like Nike or like, so you grab some fucking dope shoes or whatever and you make your own spec ad and then you post it online and be like, hey, now I have this in my portfolio. I know I could shoot freaking product photography.
Yeah. And
there's ways to be creative. You just got to think outside the box, man.
Yeah. You got to come up with new marketing strategies.
Yeah.
And, adjust to the market with what's going on right now because we're facing tough times and you just got to make the best out of it. And sometimes it's sacrificing that like time to market, even though you can make everything work towards your favor. So like I just said, like make videos for a restaurant, take photos for a restaurant menu, whatever. Be like, yo, like I'm gonna use these for my portfolio. But at the same time, like next time you need for something, like he'll hit me up.
And then once you have that end product, like the end photos or like the end video, you could pitch that to other businesses in that area. I'd be like, hey, I shot this for this person. This is what I charge them. I mean, yeah, you're not being the most freaking honest, but at the same time, hey, you gotta fucking eat. Yeah. And so like, this is what I charge them for this much. This is what I could create for you. And then that's a way better pitch than be like, hey, let me shoot for you. All right, let me see what you've done before. And you got zero in your freaking portfolio. You got nothing in that fucking niche.
Yeah, you have to go with your clientele. So if your clientele is high-end restaurants, then keep at that because if whatever your worth is, you got to think about like, okay, like is this freaking fast food quick spot is it gonna be worth my time to go in there and be like, yo, like this is my portfolio. You show them the portfolio and be like, oh, these are nice pictures. Like, how much do you charge? Blah blah blah. Like, oh, like, nah, it's like maybe 1/5 of my budget.
Right. Especially the mom and pop shops too. Like,
it's just wasting your time.
Right.
So you have to find that niche and do your research.
You got believe it or not, there are a lot of freaking businesses out there that are freaking spending ton in marketing, especially now more than ever. Everything is on the internet, dude. Yeah. So it's like,
how many times have you been to a restaurant nowadays and it's like, oh, the way you order is you scan this barcode and you look at the menu on the phone.
Yeah.
So like they're looking on the phone. And if they have good menu items, like, oh damn, it looks good. Shitty picture, like what the fuck? Like, nah, that doesn't look good. So
and I don't know if it's just us because we're creatives. Like I judge a lot by I'm an aesthetics person. Like if your shit sucks and like your images are trash, like dude, I'm gonna walk away. Like,
an image says a lot, bro.
Yeah. So I don't know if it's just because we're both creative heads, but I don't know if the common person has seen it that way. But yeah, I agree with you on that.
You got to continue. It's you're helping them build their brand.
Yeah, in a way. And you gotta like don't come off as, dude, I need this fucking money. Come on, man, just work with me. Just work with me. You can't seem needy. Yeah, you cannot seem needy. You gotta like, hey, dude, this is what I'm gonna provide for you. This is what you're gonna get out of this. Like you're the one that's solving their solution.
And as always, you have to have the heater content to back it up.
This is assuming that you're fucking killing it, and you're killing it. This is we're assuming that you're killing it.
And that niche of like, I'm on portrait photography. I've done a couple of food photography, but I don't know if I can be consistent. And like, imagine me, like I'm good at people, right? Photography. Right. And then I go like shit, man. I'm like, photography's been slow lately. Fuck it, I'm gonna jump into fucking food photography. Take a picture and then show it to a restaurant, a high-end restaurant that I think I'm getting paid really good at, and be like, holy shit, like what the fuck? Like those pics look not that good. They're gonna think you're a joke. So like you have to be in your niche and you can't just jump from niche to niche because
that's true.
You have to back up your content with like fire
you
content.
Gotta back up your freaking word.
Yeah, your portfolio says a lot about you.
Yeah.
So that's what I meant when I said going earlier in the episode. It's like you got to be that point in the needle, really specific, and you got to keep at that. And that helps you build your brand, and that says a lot about you.
Yeah.
That doesn't. Then that goes back to Alberto, where he just says like you're not seeming like that. Oh, you need photography for food? Well, I do portraits, but
I can do it too.
I can do that too.
Yeah.
I can do that too. Like, okay, shows your work. You don't have any work because you've done photo fucking.
You just been shitting fucking kids your whole life, and now you want to get dabbled into food.
Yeah, that's just really difficult, and that's what I mean niche. And
that's where you got to take the time to like, hey, dude, like I got nothing to show for. Yeah, I'm a sick ass photographer. Doesn't mean you could shoot fucking. Let's say we're going back to the food photography. That's what we've been saying this whole time. Doesn't mean you're good at shooting food because it's a different animal. You need lighting for that. You need freaking positioning and framing and composition. It's not like shooting a freaking human being in freaking natural daylight. No, for food, it's picture perfect. It's very controlled environment.
It's essential.
Yeah, it's in a very controlled environment. You just can't shoot it just off the rip with your freaking iPhone.
Yeah, and that's man. I hope none of you motherfuckers are doing food photography with just like raw. Like you need like the lighting right here is not even enough.
You need it's a controlled environment where you need to freaking produce a high quality image, man. Like if you're looking for like spec ads, if you're a videographer, dude, go to Daniel Schiffer's fucking YouTube, man. This guy has the craziest spec ads that he creates from his freaking home with an A7 III. So if he could do it, you could do it too.
Yo, he's a beat. I just ran into like a couple of videos.
This guy's an animal, man.
He's been doing it for a couple of years.
He's created like during the pandemic, he created the freaking Daniel Schiffer fucking sequence B-roll, like where it's like speed ramping, and I even done it myself, man. When I was shooting the freaking person that would create cocktails, like. Dude, I would implement that style that he freaking taught me, man.
So fucking eggnog.
Yeah, dude. So I created like monthly videos for him and stuff like that. So
talking about BC work, bro. The video I saw when you were showing me last week. Okay, I'm not gonna say anything, but that shit in the catapult, bro. Dude, I was like, what the fuck? Like I've never seen you edit like that.
Really?
And it was a 10-minute clip. Like, I was like,
10-minute video. It's not even a clip.
I was telling Shelby, I'm like, fuck. I feel like Alberto's like stagnate right now because like if he puts his shit out on his YouTube, like that's gonna get you so much business.
And I can't release it yet.
I was like pissed. Fool. I was like, fuck. Fool.
I forgot to tell you that person did respond.
Oh, did he?
I sent him a message. I was like, no, that shit's gonna come. I forget what he said, dude. I was like a little drunk at that point.
But that shit was fire, bro. That's probably your best work. And
I remember when you said that, and you said, I'm like, you're probably just drunk saying that.
Nah,
but
bro,
no, you're saying
I was telling Shelby, I was like, what the fuck, man? Like, I didn't even know Alberto was capable of this because like your storytelling was insane, dude.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to hype you up, but I'm like, what the fuck?
Don't gaslight me, bro.
I was like, what the fuck, fool? Yeah. Like your transitions, like the storytelling.
This was edited months ago.
It felt like a fucking like a mini movie.
Yeah, this was done months ago, man.
And usually when you show me your shit, I'm like, there's a point always where I'm like, all right, like when's this shit over? But I'm like, what the fuck? Like I was just captivated. I was like, fuck, like, that shit's crazy.
Yeah, so hopefully it comes out soon.
Yeah, hopefully, man. What else?
I'd say go back to like self-improvement, man. I feel like it's very vital. People like really look past that because they feel like they just know this shit for some reason because they saw a couple of YouTube videos. No, man, there's so much things like
little things.
Get a business book, man. Like I'm reading so much business books right now, like audiobooks, podcasts. There's like a lot of things you could like learn in the business world because essentially if you're a creator and you're trying to make money off of this, you're in the business world. All right, so let's face that. Like
essentially you're sucked into it because
if you want to make money off your creative space, you're in business. So like you need to learn a lot of tactics and like learn the business ways of like learn taxes, man. It's shit that they don't teach you in fucking high school, man, which they should. Learn how to do taxes, learn how to send an invoice, learn how to do fucking contracts. There's always self-improvements, man. Like I'm still learning I still have a lot to learn right now. And even though I feel like I'm fairly educated in that world right now, but I still have ways to go.
Yeah. So like
there's zero fucking improvement. There's zero excuse when you say like, dude, what am I going to do right now? Dude, do you know how to fucking send an invoice, a proper invoice? Do you know how to send a contract that's going to protect your ass?
Yeah.
Like, if you say no, then fucking learn how to do that shit. There's always things you could do to self-improve yourself.
Yeah. So for me, like packages, like I've gotten a shit ton of inquiries. Like, do you do wedding packages? Mm-hmm. Like, oh, send me your wedding packages. Like, fuck, I only got one. Like, you want to have multiple ones?
Yeah, you can't just have one for each.
Yeah, so
it
like
just doesn't work
packages, you can work on your packages. You know, continue to build your portfolio. New contracts, that's a big one. I'm getting to the point where I need contracts.
You need it. I've been telling you since day one.
I just haven't been to that point where like I'm like getting huge ass gigs where like I'm like, all right, so like I'm gonna need some pics for this because I need some, you know, I need to do a blog about like, yo, I hope this person out. I'm gonna need your images. How do I go about? Hey man, like I took pictures of you. Like I'm gonna need some of these pictures. Like, is that cool? What if they say no?
By law, those are your images and you have the rights. But they don't know that.
They don't know that. But you want to be courteous and be like, yo man, like by the way, I'm gonna take a couple pictures of these to help me out and stuff like
guys,
that.
if you're having the same question that Pete is having right now, dude, there's so many templates out there online for free, dude, and that's how you get those freaking contract templates that's gonna protect your ass.
Yeah, and Peter, like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, you never know. You might get that client who'll be like, "Yo, don't share that shit."
Yeah, like this is confidential. Like this is my don't share my face to your website. Like I don't want to be on your website.
Exactly. So like you got to protect yourself at all times.
Yep.
And if you have extra time because you're not busy, you're having some downtime, do that, man.
Educate yourself, man. Educate yourself. Seriously, man.
Yourself, and that will help you. You can always like, hey, man, like I've been charging this amount. Maybe it's time to up my prices. Come up with. I'm gonna
raise my prices come 2021, dude. Shit. I'm already working on my packages for 2021.
So, I mean, you there's little things you can always continuously.
There's always something you could do to improve yourself.